Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Super excited to see you. Let's see who we got here. Hey, do me a favor, turn on your cameras if you can. Hey, Mike is in the house. Hey, Mike, nice to see you. Lisa, hey, nice to see you again. Erica here. My man, Justin Pryor. Hey, Mike Volts, what's happening? That's a good name, Volts. James, what's going on? David Fisher. We got a lot of people coming in here. And the rest of you, turn on your camera. My man, Ben Glass, Ben Kayada. I got a lot of Bens here. Should make sure all the Bens meet each other. Hey, I'm super excited for this Money Power challenge that we're going to go through today. So if you could do me a favor in the chat bar, let's just get one thing out of the way. I mean, like, what's the state of the union on the eclipse? Like, you guys are all done with it? No worries? Like, everybody's ready to, like, make more wealth and abundance? Like, did you get your 4 minutes of fix? Nothing there? Yeah, Danielle's like, I don't know what's going on with everybody. It rained. Okay. Did anybody get a chance to see the couple minutes? Still coming. Okay. All right. So if you're on here, you can just look out the window. Been watching going on right now. All right, David, like, share your, like, what are we missing here? Maybe share your screen or something so we could all see it. I would like to create a money eclipse for you. Would that be cool if we do that? We'll just create so much abundance that your mind has a moment of eclipse of getting rid of worries and gaining more freedom. Hey, Chuck, that's what I would like to see everybody do. I would imagine if you're here, you've probably might have been in my world, but you could be new. If you're new to my world, can you type in new in the chat bar for me? If you're new to my world. And those of you that are not on camera, I'll keep poking at you a little bit. Love to see you. Hey, April, how you doing? So newish. All right, newish. I'll take that. Yep. Doing good. Okay. Anybody else new? The rest of you, hey, Jason, welcome. Montana, welcome. If you have been in my world for a while, why don't you type in how many years, how many months? Hey, Rhonda, welcome to today's session here. I got my man, Dave Dolick. What's happening? Rick. So we got 2 months. Hey, Mary. Jim, 4 years. Ben, man, it feels like longer than a couple years. My beautiful wife, 38 years since we're 15 years old. Justin, 18. We got 4 years. Aaron, over at, man, Aaron knows the months. 10 years and 2 months. Proud partner in Food Dog Group, along with my beautiful wife. Let's see, what else we got? Almost 2 years, 5 years. All right. Well, it doesn't matter if you're brand new or you've been here for years and years. I want to welcome you, but I don't want to just welcome you to training. I want to welcome you to the opportunity, and I want to let you know why we're doing this Money Power Challenge. You know, money is this interesting thing. People, they're either, no one ever seems to have what they want, right? They never seem to have enough of it. But for sure, if they don't have enough, they have a lot of frustration over it. Does anybody have any frustrations? Type in, are you frustrated at all? Like you have debt, or maybe you thought you'd have more. It just doesn't come in it as fast enough. And you're not here to try to, like, no one's impressed. I'm not even impressed with myself. So please, I don't care if we have a billionaire on here or someone who, what do they say? Don't have a pot to piss in. Like, I'm not impressed either way. We're not here to try, showing somebody's better than someone else. We're here because every one of you have something that you want to create more of. Some kind of abundance, prosperity, wealth, money. And I have figured it out. And probably one of my most frustrating things in my life today. Could I share my little frustrating like whining a little bit? Go say like, Mike, go ahead and whine. Tell me in the chat bar. Be like, whine a couple minutes. Give me some permission. My frustrating thing is I'm here because I figured out a whole lot of stuff. And I always feel like, and I don't know if anybody else feels like it. Do you ever feel like you're begging to give people the solution? Like sometimes I feel like I'm begging to help them, even though they're raising their hand, like half a hand. They're like, I kind of want help, but then they don't show up for the help. And it does blow my mind. But as I share some stats and stuff, if you would allow me to share them, not that I'm bragging about myself, I want to share it because why the heck would you listen to it, execute on it, take action on it if you didn't know that I did things? And some of it you might have heard before. And if you heard me talk about it before, don't hear it through the same time as you heard it. Hear it through a fresh set of ears, through fresh lenses. And you know, during Money Power, we're going to do 1 hour a day for 5 days. Like, I want to know who's even committed to 5 days. Like, type in committed in the chat bar. At least if you can't make it, will you watch the replay? Are you committed? And because the first lesson, make sure you got a fresh sheet of paper, everybody, and just write down the word committed. Committed. If I give you my background, everything's a battle until I was committed to no longer fight that battle. I have a picture here I want to show you. Let me grab this picture. And just so you know, my beautiful wife Jennifer's on here. This is what she fell in love with. I'm pretty sure, Ben, she thought I was like, maybe she thought she was dating a bad boy. She always said I look like a bad boy, but was a good boy. So this is like what she fell in love with here. And, you know, I'm probably 15, 16 here, big afro, working as an electrician. You can see there, I'm working on some electrical. Who is any tradespeople here? Type in tradesperson. If you're a business owner, type in owner in all caps, type in owner with all caps. And when I was young and working and surviving, eating a whole lot of ramen noodles. I pretty much ate 3 things, right? Ramen noodles, the not the cheesesteaks. Maybe my wife to type in, Jen, what are those things we steakums? I knew how to make steakums. It's pretty tough to mess it up. Like if you cook it too long, it just disappears. So and it doesn't take long to cook. And back then was peanut butter and jelly. So, and grilled cheese. I was able to cook grilled cheese. So that's what I lived off of. And I remember the moment where I made a decision. I didn't want to just win. I wanted to have financial freedom. And I'm going to give you another note to write down in a minute. And I'm here to create transformation. I don't want motivation. I know some of you will be motivated after this. You'll feel excited. You'll go dance naked under the moon tonight or something. But I don't want that. I want a sense of transformation, a moment where it clicks and you go, today's my day, right? This year's my year. And if you would like that level of transformation, can you type in transformation in the chat bar? So when I was 15, 16, struggling, my brother and I were living together in an apartment. He was a couple years older and very young, trying to figure it out. I remember there was a moment I said, okay, how do I really, really want life to be? And I sure the heck didn't say, I want to be broke. I want to struggle. I want to, you know, be frustrated and let down and scared about bills. I didn't want that. I wanted to get to a place of financial freedom. How many of you like that how that sounds? Type in boom in the chat bar. Financial freedom. But it came with making that decision. So my wife and I, by the age of 28, we were debt free, which I will tell you took a whole lot of work to do it. And my wife has always been one of my most amazing cheerleaders. And she knew that to get there, hey, Brendan, I had to work longer, work harder, and pretty much outwork and then later outsmart every human that I knew. So at 28 years old, no mortgage, no debt. And now I'll be level 54 in May. If you want to say what level you are, type in level. I'll be level 54 in May. And I've been debt free. I've been debt free, my wife and I, since 28 years old. So what is that? Over 2 decades. So I have figured out a whole lot of things. Now, it could be my ability to have extreme discipline. Do we have any martial artists here? Type in martial artist. And martial arts have taught me extreme discipline. And also, I'm not driven by dopamine hits, right? I'm not driven by short-term gratification. You know what that is? Like, I don't need to go buy something for happiness and then later regret it. It's kind of like, did anybody ever buy a boat? It was fun for a couple months and you still have it sitting there. You can't take the boat out. Or what about a motorcycle? Does anybody have a motorcycle? And so I'm not driven by this instant gratification. So once I started to really figure out what I would call, and write it down, the land of possibility, the land of possibility. It's the same thing that I figured out, everybody, to create, and some of you might have, I'm sure you've seen some of these pictures before, except now you have to tell people like, hey, Ben, you got to be like, this is not an AI picture, right? Because they're just assuming everything is false, right? That's the world we live in today. You know, the world of you don't even trust nothing, most people, because you feel like it's manipulated and modified by a robot. But this is not an AI. This is just one picture when I owned my service company. That's a pretty impressive picture there. Those are all box trucks for anybody who's ever had to buy a whole lot of trucks. And then if that picture wasn't cool enough, well, then I have this one. This is all about showing you like there's the land of possibility on the other side of strategy. You can see these trucks just keep going and going and going and going and going. But if I never changed my mind into the vibration of money power, it gets really hard to create this with complaining and you know, a lot of the habits and patterns and behaviors you have. It's tough. Now, that's not all my vehicles. I had 165 and we did 32 million a year and 200 employees. And like, and again, I'm showing that, not that you need that, because that's, you know what, Ben, that's cute. That's like, now that I did it, I used to be like, you know, that's really amazing. Now I just think it's cute because the land of possibility. Oh, maybe we're getting the eclipse now. It's getting a little dark, Aaron. So if I start howling or anything, you know we're full-blown eclipse. But the contractors a house over drilling holes in the ground for pylons, they're real workers. They could care less if howling werewolves ran around. They're going to get the job done. That's a good thing about, like, you know, strong workers. They're just going to do the job. So as I was scaling and building this, it all comes back again. What is the decision you need to make to get to the outcome you desire, right? What's the decision? Write it down. Decision and outcome you desire. And because I never quit on myself, and I know it's tough sometimes, right? Have you ever wanted to quit on yourself? Give me a boom in the chat bar. You're just like, man, I don't know. I don't know if I want this. I don't know if I can do this. Write this down. Ready? When you go from confusion to certainty, from confusion to certainty, your new reality will be created. When you go from confusion to certainty, your new reality will be created. But if you stay in a state of confusion, I can't have, I won't have, I never have, my parents never had, my grandparents never had, well, then you're going to live in that state where things are not happening for you. You think they're happening to you. You think they're happening to you. But the minute you could say things are happening for you, everything will start to change. Everything will start to change. So type in real quick, what's one word or one thing I said that already popped through for you? What's something that is sticking for you right now? I want to see what you guys say. Yeah, confusion to certainty. Right. And in today's world, now, not only did I build that, right? Not only did I build that, I then decided in 2014, I would build a coaching business. Is there any coaches here? Type in coaching if there's any coaches. And I decided I needed to go fix a whole industry. Okay, we got a bunch I need to fix an industry. So I coached over 1,000 business owners. That's a lot. And I had over 20,000 companies following what I was saying. And I believe I created to this day more millionaires and decamillionaires than anybody in that industry, hands down. And the reason I say that to you, because again, it came from confusion to certainty. Some of you are here, and over the next 5 days, roughly 1 hour a day, and I might run a little over. Would that be okay? Type in okay. Do you want, if I'll stay a little longer, will you stay with me? Or like you're all going to turn into a pumpkin and you're done? It's okay. All right. Well, if you're okay, then we'll see if we go a little longer here. When I made a decision to step into certainty and own that I was not just going to change my life, I'm going to change the lives of as many people as possible. And I was willing to scream it from a mountaintop. That's how you coach over 1,000 companies, because they feel, they know, it might be the reason some of you are here. Like I would hope that you're sitting there saying, Mike's here because he wants to, not because he has to. Can I get a boom for that? And I have my whole team here. Team, make sure you say hi. I got my incredible son here. I got Megan here. I got Morgan here. I got business partner Aaron here. And I'm sure we got some other team, not because they have to, because they want to. Because we know if we change your life, we're not just changing your life, we're changing generational lives. And how many of you really, don't type the word if you don't believe it, just don't type it. But how many of you really want to create legacy style wealth? Now, I know you're programmed. We're going to tackle some of these programs. Rich people are evil. Money doesn't grow on trees. And, money's bad. And all these things you're framed with and you've been taught in your life that keeps you from, money's dirty, keeps you from collecting or creating abundance. We're going to tackle all the head trash over these 5 days. I promise you. We got a solid agenda. Let's do a little poll here real quick. Let's do a little poll. Ready? Let's see if I can launch it. Okay. Fill that out for me. Gad, you should see it. Team, if you can see the poll, give me a thumbs up. All right, I got a thumbs up. Perfect. Thank you, Megan. Everybody click on the poll. And it says, what's holding you back from making more money? Like, let's just get real, okay? Because I don't want stories from anybody. I don't need at this stage of my life a story. I need a strategy to help you win. Because I know if you win, you're going to help other people win. And if any of you are feeling like you just have so much money, you're doing so well, you don't need more, then stop being selfish and let's make more and give it away. Is that fair? Let's make more money and we'll just give it away to people that we can help, maybe charities or church or anything like that. All right, I'm going to share the results. You got a minute or so to fill it out. We got 47 people and only 28 people took it. So look for the poll and click it so we could see, because this is going to help me know, oh, Mike, is there something you need to adjust or modify to make sure? because my success is based off of your success this week. I want every one of you to have a win. I don't care if you call it a coincidence. I don't care if you call it strategic. I don't care if you call it an awakening. But by Friday, when we're done, I want to know that we had a win, that you had a win that made a significant difference, a change, a permanent change, not temporary motivation, a permanent change. So, okay, let's end the poll and let's share the results here. I think you could see what I'm sharing. So some people don't have a mentor, which this would be not having a mentor to solve the problem is like being born in the woods with no parents, being not even brought up by wolves, right? That's what not having a mentor is. All right, lack of confidence, because I guarantee somewhere through your life, you lost something, didn't gain something, and you didn't get confidence. No training. So to want to get something without training is like trying to go to the Olympics by like doing nothing at all. Like it just doesn't work that way. Fear of the future? Yeah, you're scared. Everybody is telling you what's happening, what's going to be. We're going to enter a recession. Do you want to know my take on? Hey, Mike, do you want to know my take on the future of money, wealth, abundance? Tell me in the chat bar. Do you guys want to know? Okay, only Jim. So Jim, come on in. I'll whisper it to you. And Lisa, come close. I'll just whisper it to you guys. All right, and Pernilla. Hey, Pernilla. All right, here's my state of the union here. Those of you that are training, learning, growing, expanding, working on your mind, working on your skills, there's going to be more wealth and abundance created from now till 2030 than probably the industrial age. Now, the industrial age, if you remember, a lot of money was being made because during that time we were producing a state where like we're producing cars and manufacturing and all of a sudden mass production of products. Now, most of you can't relate to that time, right? But I will tell you from my perspective, those people that know, and in almost any industry you're in, at one time when I was just a single electrician in one truck, and you told me there's massive abundance, I would tell you I can't see it because I'm just driving to another job to climb in another crawl space or something. So I wouldn't be able to relate to that. After building a $32 million business and doing over 500 million in sales and owning well over 10 million in real estate. I just sold one $5 million property last year, and I have a $5 million property this year for sale, all debt-free, all free. I said to myself, wait, ready? Write this down. Abundance is a mind power. Abundance is a mind power. Now, why don't I say mindset? Because if you've been following me, we don't want a mind that is set. We don't want a mind that is set doesn't move. It's not flexible. It can't grow. It can't expand. We want mind power. We want the ability for our minds to expand into a new thinking. All right, I'm going to give you something else to write down. You've heard it before, but write it again. What got you to where you're at will not get you to where you want to go. You know that. Well, if that's true, then the way I'm thinking now is never going to get me to the future I want. It's not going to get me. And I'm not sharing with you some stuff that I read in a book. I'm sharing over 3 decades of figuring this out. 3 decades. Now, was it all like butterflies and roses? No, of course not. I've been sued. I've lost money. Man, if I even told you that Ben would be crying for me if he knew how much money this company took from me that I may never get. I mean, it would blow your mind. You would be like, what? You couldn't even fathom what's happening. The difference is some get empowered and some get broken. Some become victims and some become victors. And whatever you choose to become will be your identity. It will be your identity. You need to choose an identity that's going to get you to where you want to go. If you don't choose an identity to get there, a friend of mine said, Mike, you're never, to make $1 million business with $100,000 thinking process, it just doesn't work that way. If you want to build something for 5 million, you have to have a $10 million identity. A $10 million identity. Now, I want to take another poll in the chat bar. How many of you are in the Money Power Challenge Facebook group? Type in FB, Facebook. That will tell me you're in the group. How many of you don't even know there's a darn group? Put a question mark. You're like, what? There's a Facebook group? Put a question mark. Requested to join. Rhonda, we will get you in there. Jill, we will get you in there. Okay, Montana's like, what? What are we talking about? Okay, we're going to put a link for you guys. And if you're not in the Facebook group, get in there. Why? I'm going to be doing videos. The team's going to support, and you guys are going to be sharing. You're going to be sharing. And I want you to share so you could say, here's what always happens. And I want it to happen for you because I'm going to be creating it with my mind for you. I want you to be like, I can't believe it. A check showed up in the mail and I never expected to get this check. A client said yes to a proposal. You were like, I never thought I would get that proposal. Or all of a sudden you have an opportunity and you're like, I never expect. This is what I want to happen all week. Now, the more you share it in the Facebook group, we call this do you know what the second word is? The first word's What's the second word? Let's see if anybody knows. Co-creating, close. Co-manifestation. See, co-manifestation is when all of us together are working that we all win more, including me. Things are going to happen this week for me. Why? Because all of you are creating this vibration of winning. Now, making money, creating wealth and abundance, I promise you, it's not difficult. Write it down. I know you're cursing at me under your breath. That's fine. I'm okay with that. It's not difficult. It's different. It's different. It's not difficult. It's different. The minute I get you to accept it's different, then you'll start doing different things. And when you start doing different things, you're going to get different outcomes. The next thing is, I'm pretty sure, because I'm on Facebook too, so I'm on Facebook probably with your family and your friends, all bitching about what they don't have, and they're all frustrated at everybody that's showing the car they can't afford and the house they can't buy. We're going to put the link in the chat bar. Grab the link and go share it with somebody, please. So team, put the Money Power Challenge link, and you can share this link and tell your friends and everyone else, hey, I'm okay, you still complain, but at least do the 5-day challenge. We'll also be loading up the replays in the Facebook group. So if for some reason we know weird things happen, you'll be able to go back, and you probably, if you've been in my world a little bit, or if you're brand new, you probably figured out I'm going to move pretty quick because I got a lot to say in a little bit of time, and you might want to go back and watch it. And we'll leave this Money Power group open for a little while. We'll let you know way before it closes, so you have time to watch the replays. But there's nothing like being here real time and working in the chat bar together. All right. The other thing is, I don't know if it was up when you registered, but there was a VIP offer, and I think it was $47. Was that correct, Aaron? I think it was $47, and it includes thousands of dollars of training. Now, you can imagine we are not getting wealthy off of you buying $47. We are not. I promise you that. It costs more than that the last minute for the amount of team we have working. but it is an incredible, incredible incentive for you for $47. There's trainings that are thousands of dollars that we're giving you. Why am I telling you? Because I don't want you to miss out on the opportunity. Because sometimes people are either new, they're like, oh, I'm, in this world and I don't know. I just promise you, if you go through the training that's $47 and you think it's crap, let us know. We'll give you back your $47. Okay. We don't want to take your 47 unless there's massive value. So team, put it, there's the link right there. Those of you that want it. And for some of you, you may just want to, buy this and just maybe share it with your team, or maybe even use it for some of your employees or family, or if you belong to a community or something. Here's what's in there. I mean, and any of you that been through the trainings, like, there's massive value. Look at all of this is included in here. All of these trainings. So if you're dealing with relationship stuff, you definitely want to watch that. If you don't feel like you're on your way to Deca Millionaire, this training, this AI super productivity training, huge. It's not about ChatGPT and that stuff. So you could just see the amount of stuff that's in there for you guys. Don't miss out on that, please. It's 47. And if someone's on here, if you're just that bad off, oh, thank you, Lisa. You bought it. Thank you for going through it. Go through all of it. If somebody's on here and you really can't afford the $47, just reach out to us. We'll help you. Okay. We don't want to turn. That's why we do this for free. I mean, I just did a speaking gig for 600 people. Was anybody there in PA? Type in boom if you were there. 600 people. I don't want to share what they paid me. It's probably not appropriate, but let's just say it was a lot because I've earned the right to get a lot. And I'm here for you so that I can serve you, so we could change. Because if we work together, we're going to change humanity. And that's what I want to do. All right, we got to get ready to dig into a couple things. So let's maybe grab another fresh sheet of paper. Oh, hey, Jill. Nice to see you. Jill, did you enjoy my money gun? Everybody, Ben, it was really cool. I got a gun. It's called the Rainmaker. It's called the Rainmaker. It shoots money out of it, which is really awesome. Even though I felt like too many people wanted me to open their pocket and shoot it right in their pocket. I got news. If any of you are speaking and I'm in the crowd of hundreds of people and you hold up cash, I'll just promise you, I'm coming to get it from you. So you better hold it out, because I'm going to snap it right out of your hands, because I don't wait for an invitation to win. Maybe write that down. Stop waiting for invitations to win. Stop waiting for invitations to win. Oh, Jill, I know you got some money. I know you took some of it. Somebody took 20 bucks from it and made 350 because it was at a casino. They went there and made 350. All right. So let's talk here. Let's see where I want to go with this. Yeah, I'm going to go right into this. Let's talk about the thinking of money power to transition from money broke to money power. If you've read my Mind Power book, did anybody read the Mind Power book? Type in Mind Power. There's 3 parts in the book. Part 1 is called thought. Thought. Part 2 is word, and part 3 is deed. So my thought has to be, or should consider being, money power, not money struggle. Right? Somebody was just telling me that I was talking to, they said that they're fighting cancer. And I said, you're not fighting, you're healing your body. When you're in a fight, in a war, you're in a battle. When you're healing, you're in a sense of ascension, right? You're ascending, you're expanding. Ben, you know that. You just went through some cool stuff. I got to experience, Ben's a friend of mine for years, got to experience him going in for this healing. I'm pretty sure he got a one of those, Iron Man cores in him now. But when you are broke and your language, Mike, starts telling you you don't have Your words come out, I don't have. Your actions go into things that don't get. Things that don't get. And make sure you're following me on Facebook, because today I'm watching so many people that are not doing some of the most simplistic things. Type in what your business does in the chat bar, as short of words as possible. Type it in. What is your core business? What is your core business? Let's see. Travel agency, legal services. Now, if you were Dan Kennedy, he would tell you you're only in one business, the business of marketing. You don't do all that. But what do we got? Hardwood flooring, small business consulting, solving problems, changing lives, investigation. Oh, I should have known that was Danielle. Yep. Life insurance. All right. So if you think of this and you think of you, and that's probably, is that, tell me if it's true or not true. Is that one of your vehicles bringing you money power? Yes. Is it bringing you money? Is that one of the core things? Let me know in the chat bar. Yeah. So if that's one of the core things of money power, is it a good correlation to say that to scale anything, I have to scale myself? Is that fair? Is that a fair statement? Yeah, Rhonda's, yeah. To scale anything, I have to scale myself. It is the biggest mystery, that I have in life is people trying to do things that are not getting them the things. I did the same thing too. As soon as I learned, now, do any of you, let's think about this. Do any of you plan on selling a business, growing a business, partnering in a business? Do any of you plan on doing any of this? And I don't care if you have a business or not, you're probably doing something for money. So in our world, we work with people that want life, business, and wealth by design. We're normally working with rebels, mavericks, or unicorns, right? That's attracted to me. If you're somebody that dislikes people with tattoos, you're probably not in my world. And if you have a tattoo, can you type in tattoo just so I know? Do you have a tattoo? Let's see. Okay, there's all my April, of course. Mike, yeah, okay. And the rest of you that don't, well, you still have time. You'll get one. So when we think about this, scaling anything, I have to scale myself. How many of you have employees and team that just drive you crazy sometimes? Type in crazy. You have any? Yeah, you have any team? Jason, anybody drive? I have 200 of them. So I know how to manage a huge team of people, because when you have a payroll of 200 people, you know what it's like to pay millions of dollars in salaries and insurance and health insurance and all that. And it taught me, not anymore, because they drove you crazy, right? They drove you crazy. It taught me, when I was doing all this with people, it taught me that what was keeping people stuck, right, is that they're thinking they had no personal growth training. And everybody's trying to always shove skill set training instead of mindset training. If you know the importance now of the framing of money power and mind power, the connection between money and mind, and you really understand the importance of this, type in money in all caps in the chat bar. Do you really understand the importance? And so when we look at this, we need, let me draw something for you guys. Let me draw something here. We need to have, here we go. We need to have this money magnet. We got to have this money magnet. And the money magnet that we need to have, right? So if we have this here, right? And you have this vision out here like this, and then you see things. It's a matter of what you see that's coming into your mind, right? And it's either coming in and you see money and opportunity, or you see pain and suffering. And it depends on how you're looking through your optical lenses. How many of you, now that we just been talking, I mean, it's 45 minutes already. How many of you already are feeling that, wait, there's a lot more abundance to have. You just don't know how to have it yet. Tell me in the chat bar. There's a lot more abundance to have. You just don't have it yet. So when we understand that there's a, see, that's got to be the first belief system. Somebody once told me, they said, you know, Mike, you know, money's not everything. And I said to them, Rhonda, perfectly well said from a broke ass individual. Because people that don't have money are convinced that money's not everything. If you've been in my world a little bit, I don't believe about this feeding 1 million people. I don't. It doesn't make any logical sense to me. Now, feeding someone that really can't feed themselves, they have no feet, no legs, disability, I get that. We should help them. But not teaching people the skill sets to feed themselves, I think that's detrimental. What do you think? I mean, my wife and I talk about it all the time. You know, if you go back, what, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, to get from one place to another place, you either were on a horse or you walked or you were in the back of a horse and carriage. So if you're in a place and it's not working for you, you could walk to a place and figure out how to make it work. So I don't want to fish for people. I want to teach people how to fish. Now, if we decode the psychology of you, right? And we were to draw a model here of this, look at the psychology of things. So if we look at you, and this is going to be my, we'll do blue. So, okay. So if we look at this, and this is the iceberg, okay? And this on top today is your thinking. So this is your thinking. But your thinking is not getting you the abundance and wealth you desire. Well, why is that? Well, because below the water, right, we have the rest of the iceberg, which I'm going to share. After 3 decades of studying, looking, I mean, really studying, why is one person, I mean, I sold 2 companies in the last 5 years, both of them over high 8 figures. It's pretty rare to do that for that size of business. Why? Well, let me tell you what keeps most people stuck. First, it's down here. They have some form of shames, guilt, trauma, or programming that's fighting against what they desire. It's fighting against it. At the below the surface. Now, you can call this whole thing, you know, you could call this your subconscious mind. I hope you're drawing with me, or your unconscious mind. It's your programming. Flip the programming, everything changes. But there's a whole bunch of people in your life. Some of you put people on the survey, and some of the people in your life, tell me this, they're down there and they're like, hey, aren't you just happy for yourself? Aren't you just good? Do any of you have any people that you feel they keep pulling you under the water? Type in people in the chat bar. Now, when you have those people, it's hard to solve these things because they're like, hey, why do you want that? You can't do that, blah, blah, blah. Now, when we change the belief system, we shift it, okay? And we do what we call the code. When we create a wealth code, if you don't know how the mind works, it's a sequence of codes. Codes are programs. They're beliefs that are embedded inside of you by choice. We get rid of one thing and we replace it with something else. So instead of shame, we all of a sudden get abundance, right? Instead of fears, or guilt, we get confidence. Instead of trauma, we get certainty. Tell me in the chat bar, think 1 second. Give me one word in the chat bar. If you, or I should say, when you wake up and you are in a state of certainty, no fear, no anxiety, you just know whatever comes at you. Some people ask me, like, Mike, what if you're on Zoom delivering this and like everything, like the eclipse comes in, people start howling, walking zombies walk by and you're on Zoom? I'm like, well, then we'll just deal with that on Zoom, won't we? I'll turn the camera and I'll let them see how I take down some zombies, right? We'll make it a good time here. But someone else is like, oh no, right? The sky is falling. I'm like, yeah, the sky's falling. It's gold coins. It's gold coins that are falling. So when we change the below thinking, the iceberg above starts to expand, and now we have an island of opportunity. An island of opportunity. There is a formula. I did this before. Can I share, like, before I knew any better? Type in share in the chat bar, because I don't want you to sit here and think like, oh, Mike, you have it all figured out. You're so cool. We love you. No, well, I want you to love me. And if you don't love me, I'm still okay with that, because at least my wife loves me for 38 years. So we're good there. But at one time, I was trying to give everybody these things I thought would move the needle. How many of you have done sales training in your organization? Give me a hand up. You ever do sales training? Okay, a bunch of you. Have any of you did sales training and you went back and you just did not get the return, or it was a short-term return? Type in short-term, like they did it for a little while, then all of a sudden they stopped doing it. You gave them a system, then the fucking system broke. Oh man, I was trying to be so good for not cursing. All right, will you guys just pray for me later? I did a whole talk on stage for 600 people. I didn't curse once, because they're always warning me today. They're like, don't curse from stage. I'm like, that's effing bullshit. And I'm like, okay, I won't do it, because I don't want everybody to have to pray for me every day, even though I'll take it. I promise you, I'm really good with myself. So, right? So here we are. I'm training. I'm spending money on all my people, and they're not getting the return. We're not getting a return. Why? Because I was giving them skill sets without changing their mind. Now, today, I won't even do a partnership. Some of you probably know we do business partnerships with people where we do equity. We help them scale to an exit. If we're doing a partnership and me, Aaron, my wife, and my son are looking at a deal, the number one question I ask them is this. Who wants to know the question? Type in question. Lisa, you want to know the question? Rhonda, Karen, you want to know? Jim? Number one question. Okay, what type of personal growth training do you do? And what kind of personal growth training will you keep doing? And if they say none, I say, will you? If they say no, I say, nice meeting you. I'm going to turn you over to someone else. Because if you don't do personal growth training, the deal, everything we're going to want to build in life is going to fall apart, because you're going to come in one day and tell me, oh, my wife hates me, my kids hate me, and I'm not healthy now. And I'm like, really? So now how do we create abundance with that? I have to go solve your marriage now? Let's fix that with the way we think. How many of you are married? Type in married, or in a relationship of some kind. Married relationship. How many have kids? Type in kids. So if you're married, right? If you're married, well, then how many have you figured out, like, the way we think is the way the relationship either grows or dies, right? I mean, my wife and I have been helping people through, relationship trainings and support and stuff like that for decades. And I'll tell you, if you're not growing together, so if you're here and your husband or wife or partner is not, because they're working, I get it. If they didn't want to, if you're not growing together, I got news for you. You're growing apart. It just didn't show up yet. Because anybody that tells me, Mike, my wife, she's not into that personal growth stuff. I wish I could be proved different. I hope I'm proved different. I'm like, okay, but decades of helping people proves to me that anytime somebody's growing and the other's not, the separation gaps happen. And when it gets too far, it gets gone. Do you guys think I'm off, or could it be true? Type in true if it's a possibility. I could be wrong, but it's decades of doing this. And it bothers me because I never want to hear any relationship is falling apart, especially my wife and I. We've been through a million transitions together. All right, I have more to, are you good to stay longer? Type in longer in the chat bar. Are we doing good here? Because I do have some homework for you, and I have 2 more things I want to talk about before. Oh, and I have a video. I have a video I want to play for you. So I still got some stuff to do. Are you getting value? Type in value in the chat bar if you're getting value. I do want to share. I'm going to share it every single day. Let me show you guys something here. We do have a training coming up. Some of you are already registered for it. Can I show a training that's coming up? Type in training. If you're not interested, just let other people see it, and it's okay. No big deal. I'll talk about it a minute, and then we'll get back right into training. I want this time to be such a turning point in your life anyway, but I also know there's a lot of people here that are going to want more, and they're going to want it deeper. And we could do a lot at 1 hour a day. I mean, let me just tell you what, tomorrow here, we're going to go into generational myths, erasing old scripts, laying down stepping stones of wealth. So like, this is a heck of a week, 1 hour a day for 5 days. But some of you are going to want to go like deeper. You're going to want to stretch the muscle quicker, and you're going to want to collapse decades into months. How does that, would you like to just type in decades if you would like to just collapse time? Because you do have this window. You have roughly a little over 6 years to collapse time to set yourself up for financial freedom where you'll never have to work again. Now, can I guarantee it? No, I can't guarantee it. And do you have to check in with your attorneys and gurus and everybody and the president on what's possible for you? Probably. So I can't guarantee results. But I will tell you, there's over 61 multimillionaires and decamillionaires over the last 36 months that have listened to reframing their mind, adjusting how they process life, and change it. So let me give this to you really quick. And I'm going to do something eclipse silly. We're going to call it eclipse silly. Has anybody done the wealth code before? Type in wealth code. If you've done it before, type in wealth code. This training is really amazing. Okay. It's virtual, so you could do it just like this. So that's exciting. You could just watch it. It's live like this. So we're going to be here with you, and it's 4 days, and it's like 4 hours over 4 days. Okay. It starts at 2 p.m., right? And it goes from 2 to 5, and then 5 to 6 is bonus time. Yeah, bonus time where you could ask Q&A. We have some specialty things going on. It's pretty much 4 hours for 4 days. This is a lot of in-depth training. The workbook is like 80 something pages. Now, let me just scroll through this real quick, because I'm going to do something for the eclipse that's insane. Like, you're going to be like, if you've been in my world, we never did it before. So we'll do the 8 stages of wealth. We'll do the keys to wealth timeline. We'll do the money charger. We'll do the wealth resistance tree. Whatever we don't release through this 1 hour a day, we will definitely conquer it during this training. We'll do the capitalization formula and the wealth blueprint. Now, look who's coming to talk at this, just so you guys know. Oh, well, there's Kevin O'Leary saying some nice things about me. I'll be on it. My wife will be on it. Aaron will be on it. Mike, my son, will be on it. Laura and Liz, 2 powerful women. Who would like to hear a woman's perspective on real estate? Women, type in go women or go power or woman power, whatever the hell you want to type in, right? Because so many people don't have. Now, I got powerful women. There's a lot of powerful women in my world. Mary's in my world. Danielle's in my world. Kathy's in my world. Maggie's in my world. So I have a lot of powerful women that are in our groups. But these 2 are going to come and talk to you about real estate. Michael Gaines, one of my secret weapons. He's going to come and I'm going to interview him. He helped me do 2 deals, been in my world a decade, and he's a tax CPA expert. I'm going to ask him questions you never heard anybody ask before. Either one of these sessions alone is going to be worth a fortune to you. And I got David coming, financial advisor. I'm going to be interviewing him on things to think about with finances today. He's one of my advisors. So I'm bringing you people that a lot of times you may not have access to. Now, if you go down here, I'm going to tell you something. Now, don't get shocked because I'm going to do something that's so mind-boggling. My team's wondering, they're pretty sure the eclipse is affecting me, okay? And maybe it is, Danielle, maybe. This training is $2,997. If you guys sign up, I'm going to take 83% off of this. It makes it, I think, under $500. That is ridiculous. I'm just going to tell you. It's over $28,000 worth of value between trainings, the live, and everything there. Why am I doing it? Well, the eclipse is cool and people need a lot of help. If this is a no-brainer at under 500 bucks, if you've been in my world or new to my world, can you type in no-brainer, please? If I've ever helped anybody change, shift, create an, this is a no-brainer. So team, put the link and put the code. Now you got to use the code. We'll put the code. I got to get back and finish up this training for you guys today. There's a special code you got to use. You go to the link my team put, follow instructions. You go down to the code, you put 83% off. Read it right there. It's right here, everybody. It's right here. I'm going to put a smile face. Boom. It's right there. So if you're going to take advantage of it, yeah, Chuck, just do it. Now, I do have one more thing, but it's not a fit for a lot of you, but it might be a fit, and some of you are already coming. Should I share it real quick before I go back to the training? Just type in share it. I'll share it real quick. It'll be a quick one because it's not a fit for a lot of you. It's only a fit for under 20 people because I think we're 50%, 50%. Hey, Kim, we're 50% closed out, maybe 60% already. You probably noticed this on Facebook. I have a 2-day VIP experience. So if you want to spend 2 days in person at the Jersey Shore with me at this house, it's amazing. There's a roof deck and you can see the bay from the roof. So we'll probably be up there. We'll definitely be up there as long as the weather's good. It should be. It's May with the flip chart. And some of you are already coming. If you're attending, give me a boom in the chat bar and you can watch the video and stuff. We'll definitely end up on the beach doing something. So that's going to be incredible. So if you want to spend 2 days in person with me for the most, only 20 people, you know why it's only 20? Because this house is only so big. So that's not one of those things people say, oh, it's 20 people and there's 2,000. No, it's only 20 people. I've never done this before. Oh, there's another view from the house. And it's total immersion. So if you are interested in that, you have to fill out an application. Why? The fact that you could pay for it doesn't mean you could come. I'm hand-picking every individual myself. Plus, this includes the wealth code. So that training's included on it. All right, enough about that. If any of you are interested, fill out the application. When we're closed out, boom, we're closed out. All right, let's go into now what I want to talk about, which is unlocking the power of a grand vision, All right, let's go here. One thing that I've learned about wealth and money, and I bet almost every one of you probably have this situation. Most people that I've met that told me they're really clear on what they want in their vision of money and wealth have it kind of in their mind a little bit, but they don't have it detailed, written. So when I would teach events, I would say, who wants more money? And how many of you, raise your hand if you want more money? You want more money? Okay. So if I gave all of you $1, you're done. Liz, go ahead. You could get off Zoom now. Go ahead. You got money. Kathy, you got $1. Rhonda, you're done. You got $1. You're like, $1? You can't even buy the Mocha Loca Choca thing from Starbucks, which clearly, you know, I don't drink coffee because I don't even know. All I know is they try to, you know, you're like, oh my goodness, there's, you know, Mother Teresa showed up in the cream or whatever they always show on social media, right? From Starbucks, the woman like blessed you with the caramel in a special heart shape so that you feel good paying. If only years ago, where you used to get coffee, knew if they made a heart in there, you'd pay $9 for it, right? $9 for it. But you have to make sure that first you have this vision, this ability to be so clear of what you want. Now you say, so April, thank you for that. Oh, Cindy said it. She wants millions. All right, Cindy, we're going to give it to you. Is everybody ready to give? Let's see if she still wants it. Art, let's see if she wants it. We're going to give her millions of dollars the day she dies. She's like, what? I don't want it when I'm dead. I don't want it a minute before I die. I want it in 30 days or 3 years. And then she's like, well, I want $1 million. Well, wait, do you want $1 million of debt? $1 million of passive income? You want $1 million tied up in assets? Are you guys, type in getting the point. Type in, you're getting the point here. You have to be very clear. I want $1 million in this form, in this location by this time. Now, can I share a private thing with you? Type private if I can share it. I never knew that. I knew the power of this, but I missed a word. Christopher, I missed a word. I was selling my company and I picked the number that I wanted. Now, any of you that have ever sold a company, you know there's a reality. Okay, Jason, the reality is you want a number, and the chances of you getting that exact number to the penny, it's rare. Type in rare. Do you believe it's rare? I mean, to the penny. If you wanted 30 million, the chances of getting a check for 30 million is rare. You might get, you know, 29,999,999. That's possible. But to get the exact number your mind says. So, but not my mind. I said, I want this much for the sale of my service company. That was number one. Clear. Okay. Now, I underestimated how fast this would work because I wrote this in 2016. Let's draw out some timeline here. Will this be helpful? Type in helpful if this will be helpful. I believe it will be helpful for you. So in 2016, I wrote, now I can't give you the exact number, okay? Just for, I don't need any lawsuits over anybody selling. I shared some secret sauce. But let's just say it is 30 million, okay? 30 million. I want 30 million, okay? Well, this was actually 30 million exit. I wanted the company to do, this was by 2020, 40 million. So I wanted the company to be doing 40 million by 2020, and I wanted to have a minimum exit of 30 million. This is how fast it worked. By 2017, now remember, these are fictitious numbers. I'm winking at all of you. They're Danielle, fictitious numbers, right? Okay, so it's 2017. It collapses years. So it's 3 years early, 3 years early. And it's exactly. So what is the point I meant, Mike? Type in what's the point. Type in what's the point. The point was I missed something. 30 million or more. I forgot to put the more. Christopher, I forgot to put the more. Now, you understand I'm not complaining here. You get that, right? But it closed for this. And my timeline, because I did say this, by 2020 or sooner. Do you get this? You have to get this. By 2020 or sooner, 30 million or more. So write down 2 words on your paper, sooner or more. Okay, because I'm going to give you a challenge, because every day we do this, you're going to have a challenge. That's part of the challenge is you got to do something. In order to get something, you got to do something different. And then I'm going to play the video for you. All right. So your job now, I found out there's a couple ways to do this. You could use this. You could use anything you want to write your vision on. Now, this is a fake $100 bill. This isn't real. This actually came in the Rainmaker, this fake money. So you could take a real $100 bill, $50 bill, whatever you want, or a fake one, and you want to be able to fit your money power vision on this. You could write on front and back, or you could just take an index card, but you don't want something too big because you want to carry it every single day. Now, some of you have heard this before. Some of you have heard this before. So, but there's a difference between hearing and doing. So if any of you are doing it every day, I'm going to give you a fist bump through the screen. If you're not doing it every day, you don't get the fist bump. So when I wanted to get, Jason, to my company to $10 million, every morning I woke up and I had a black Sharpie marker. And after I took a shower and I looked in the mirror, I first would make sure that you're looking at someone who has the certainty of a $10 million company. And then I would write 10 million on my hand with the black marker. 10 million all day long. 10 million, 10 million, 10 million, 10 million, 10 million. Before you knew it, I grew to 10 million. Then I changed it. I said, well, I'm already on my way to 10 million. I look in the mirror. Who am I now? I'm a 20 million. So I write 20 million. Now you guys are glad I didn't tattoo that shit on me, right? Because I'd have like 10 million, 20 million, 30 million. I'd have to be crossing this stuff out on my arm. And then I've done over 500 million. So my whole arm would just be like tattooed numbers and stuff. Then the next time, 30 million. Now that's a big one, but it's not a detailed vision. You need both. This is the reminder of the detailed vision. It would make for a good tale, right? So if you don't do that, now when you have the whatever you write it on, every day you take it out of your pocket and put it in your pocket. Now, I'm a creature of routines, but so are you. And most of you look like you got dressed this morning. I bet you put on one sock, the left or the right one, and the certain shoe the same way. You put your leg in your bed. You're a creature of habit too. So every morning, I get up and I put this coin. You see this? Christopher, you see this? Greg, I put this coin in my pocket every day. It's got two food dogs on it. It's 2 ounces of silver, pure silver. It's got, oh, Danielle, for you, it's got Elizabeth, Australia on it. See? You feel better about me now, right? And this silver, when I grab it every single morning, I put it in my pocket. I make the intention of the vision. So your challenge, team, write it in. Your challenge is to write and build your vision. How much, where? Now, if your vision is, at one time, my vision was over 10 million in real estate. I'm selling my real estate now for some other reasons, or 50 million in a portfolio, or just $5,000. But you need something you're willing to stay laser focused in. I'm based on you guys being business owners and based on you having children, I will give you first off, you got to do this challenge for tomorrow because I want you to show me something. Show me a dollar bill you wrote on, show me an index card, show me you wrote on your hand. Who's committed to writing something and doing something? Type in boom in the chat bar. Are you committed to doing something? Tomas, yes, everybody's committed. So tomorrow when I ask you, show me. You don't have to read it. Just show me the piece of paper. Show me you wrote on your hand. Show me you're getting clear. Without clarity, you can't have alignment. Now, we'll end soon, but I want to finish this up. Everything, and I got a video for you too. Everything that I did, I needed to first believe it myself. Then I needed the people around me to believe it. I went to my wife and said, we're going to grow a service company. This is what it's going to entail. Are you all in? Because if you're not all in, I'm all out. She said, absolutely. Boom. We did that. Then I made in 2014, I went to my beautiful wife, Jennifer, again. I said, I want to scale a coaching business. I want to change the service industry. I want to build a training and implementation organization unlike anybody's ever experienced. This is what it's going to take, which was a lot. We did 35. Anybody do events? Type in events. Anybody do events? I did events. 35 3-day events a year. Now, anybody in our world, you know, we do a lot of stuff too now, but we did 35 3-day events a year. Told my wife, you all in? She's like, I'm all in. Boom. So once you create your vision, you got to go to the most important people in your world and say, are you in this game? Are we going to go there together? I challenge you to become the model for your children, your grandchildren, and your future. I challenge you. Okay? Certainty is going to change your world, your family's world, your children's world. Chaos and confusion is going to bring suffering to your world. Okay? If that's a boom, give me a big old boom. All right? Also, what I want you to do is, if you're willing to, you don't have to post the whole thing, post it in the Facebook group. I want to see you guys interacting in the Facebook group. I'm giving you my time, my energy, my focus, and I hope you feel how much I care about you. I mean, I care enough that this is free. Well, yeah, you could buy the VIP thing for $47, and I reduced the wealth code training, never did it before, by 83%. It's $500. If you do the first day of wealth code training and you don't think it's easily worth 5-10 times more, tell me, we'll give you your money back. We'll just give it back to you. We don't want any money unless it's not fair exchange. It's beyond fair exchange. Okay? All right, let me play a video for you. And I challenge you to show up tomorrow with your vision, communicating through the Facebook. All right, and let's watch this video. All right, I got to find it now for you guys. All right, here it is. Oh, I'm going to get all excited when I watch the video. So please bear with me, Mike, because and will you guys invite some of your friends tomorrow so we can stop them whining? Can you type in friends in the chat bar? Will you guys invite somebody so they stop complaining, please? Because I go on social media and I'm like, it drives me crazy. I'm like, why are you complaining? I'm here doing free training to help everybody and you're complaining. So the team's going to put the link again. Team, put the link in the Facebook group that they can share. Put the link for the VIP and put the link for the wealth code for the discount so they can go and do it later on tonight when they're done talking to their family about the 3 minutes of eclipse here and stuff. All right, here we go.
I have so many things to work on and so many ways I can fail. But that's what hard work is. To be better than yesterday. To be better than yourself. It's not you versus them. It's you versus yourself. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
First step before anybody else in the world believes it is you have to believe it.
What did you take away from that video? Type it in the chat bar. What did you take away from that video? The first step before anyone else can believe it You must believe it. You must believe it. There you go. Believe it. Yes. All right. Awesome, everybody. I know we went over, but I want to exceed your expectations. If you want to take advantage of the wealth code 83%, take care of that tonight. Otherwise, we will see you tomorrow. Show up early, 15 minutes early. We're going to get started 3 p.m. sharp. Boom, everybody. Have a great evening. We will see you tomorrow. Boom.